Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John and I have a new ranking video for you today. We'll be ranking the albums of The Doors. So there are 8 albums. I'm including the ones they recorded after the death of Jim Morrison. I will not be including An American Prayer. But before I begin, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get right into it. And my number 8 pick is going to be like a little controversial, I guess. But at number 8, I have The Soft Parade. And this is an album I just can't really get into. The sound is a lot different. They have one big hit called Touch Me, and I do like that one. The rest of the songs, they just, don't really connect with me. They have a different sound. They changed it. They use a lot of horns, they bring on different influence like jazz fusion and the sound of the late 60s that people were listening to at that time. But to me it sounds strange. It doesn't really fit like The Doors, especially with like Jim Morrison singing. I mean, there are some songs that almost sound like even like Elvis Presley, like some of his like later albums. It has the title track at the end, and they usually end with like this big epic song. This one, The Soft Parade, it's kind of strange. It has like this weird like spoken word part in the beginning where he's just like yelling, and just the whole structure of the last song is kind of weird. That's why I have it at the end, but it's an okay album, but I think the other ones are better. Coming in at number 7 is Full Circle, and this is the second album they recorded after Jim Morrison's death, and it's not a bad album. I actually like this one and the other one called Other Voices, and I'll be talking about that one in a minute. And I kind of struggled which one I should put where, like which one is better than the other one, but I have this one at number 7, and it's just it's a decent album. It doesn't really sound like The Doors. It sounds more like 70s rock. It kind of sounds like the Grateful Dead at times. It just has some decent songs. I really like the song Hardwood Floor, just a straightforward like 70s like rock song. And I like the song The Mosquito. It's kind of like funny, like they're trying to make like Mexican music, I guess. But it's just this really catchy song, and it's pretty cool. It's a straightforward like 70s rock album. It also has like the best cover out of probably their entire discography. But that being said, I have it at number 7. And then coming at number 6 right after that is Other Voices. This is the one they released right after Jim Morrison passed away. Actually the same year, 1971. It's like the same year they released LA Woman, and it's a straightforward rock album. Like these songs were written and like intended for Jim Morrison to sing them. So they do kind of sound like The Doors, but without Jim Morrison it's just like lacking. Like you need Jim Morrison to like be The Doors. It has Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger like doing both lead vocals. The opening track is called In the Eye of the Sun, and it is pretty good. Like you could probably imagine Jim Morrison doing this. And Ray Manzarek does vocals, and he really tries to kind of like pull off a Jim Morrison, but he doesn't really do it. But it is a good song. They have other good songs like Variety is the Spice of Life. And this one is a little better than Full Circle. It's just straightforward rock, but it does sound like a little bit more like The Doors. But I do like it better than The Soft Parade as well, so that's my number 6 pick. So at this point, like all the albums are really awesome albums. They're really hard to rank. But at number 5, I have Strange Days, and I have it at number 5 because although it does have some great songs, Love Me 2 Times, People Are Strange, When the Music's Over, a couple of pretty cool like deep tracks like Your Lost Little Girl and Strange Days. But the rest of the album is kind of filler, not really memorable. I couldn't really like tell you what the names of the songs are because that's like kind of how forgettable they are. And for that reason, I have this at number 5 because some great songs, but some songs that are kind of forgettable. Coming in number 4 is Morrison Hotel. This was released in 1970, a follow-up to The Soft Parade, and a real return to form, just return to their blues rock style. Has so many good songs. Has the classics, Roadhouse Blues, probably the most popular. It has Waiting for the Sun, which is a song that has, it's not on the album of that name, but it's on this album, which is a good song. Probably like my favorite of like the deep cuts is Peace Frog. It's just really cool, like bouncy, like fun track. And really not good songs called Indian Summer, really cool, like one of the more like laid back psychedelic tracks. And it's just straightforward blues rock and psychedelic rock. Really good album just to listen to it all the way through, and also a good return to form. Coming in number 3 is LA Woman, and this is the last album with Jim Morrison. Straightforward blues rock, return to form, and this is just a solid 10 out of 10 album. Every song is good. Changeling, I Love Her Madly, the title track. We have Riders on the Storm, a couple of other cool songs, and I do have a full review of this for their 50th anniversary. I do talk about every song in detail, so you can check it out. I will link it to the end of my video. This is my number 3 pick. Number 2 and number 1, I kind of struggled what I wanted to do, because these are just two like perfect albums. These are albums I've listened to so many times throughout my life. I can just like recite the lyrics. I can sing along to every song. But my number 2 is going to be Waiting for the Sun. And it just has the greatest like first 3 tracks to start off an album. You have Hello, I Love You, Love Street, and Not to Touch the Earth. It has some of their like psychedelic like rock classics. The Unknown Soldier. It has Spanish Caravan. It has some of the like the best guitar playing. And the album closes with 5 to 1, which is this cool like bluesy like stompy, almost like heavy metal when you think about it, if you think of the riff. But really great way to close the album, and that's my number 2 pick. And you probably know what number 1 is, and that's their self-titled debut album. It just has all the classics. It's basically a greatest hits album, start to finish. We have Break On Through, a really great song. Soul Kitchen, really good one. Crystal Ship, really great vocal performance, and that one's really cool. Jim Morrison song. It has Light My Fire, that's probably like their most famous song. It has Alabama Song, which is really cool, like a bouncy track. Another good song was End of the Night, really kind of slow, kind of almost like a creepy, eerie tone to that one. I like that one. And the last song, The End, which is 11.5 minutes. It's just one of those songs you hear, and you probably heard it in many war movies. I think Apocalypse Now had it in their movie. Just a close to a perfect album, and that's my number 1 pick. So that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. How would you rank these albums? Let's get a conversation going. So let me know, what do you think of The Soft Parade? Was it something you would put higher? I know that it's an album that like some people like it, but in general most Doors fans don't like it. This weekend I have a really big weekend for heavy metal. The new Halloween album is out, and the new Fear Factory album is out, so I'll do those. I do have some collaborations with some other channels coming up, so please check out my in-video links. I'll see you in the next one.